Welcome to Homestead Miami in the new NASCAR series. Now you might be wondering why the title says NASCAR is broken. The first reason I'm going to say it's broken is because at the end of some of the races I've had, probably 1 in 3 or 4 of them, the game crashes at the leaderboard screen. And it didn't just affect me, it affected other people as well, as I did get messages as well as another person was in the race, a friend of mine, that also said the game's crashed. So bingo, we have no replay for this race alone. There are also other things that are creating issues in a NASCAR racing, but I'll get onto those a bit later into the video. But right now we started off position 15 in the Ford Mustang. The livery painted by Ping. Ping is an awesome livery designer. The artwork and the creativity that they do is just incredible. And if you've not seen their channel yet, I'll leave a link in the description down below so you can go check them out at the end of this video. Got to love the new rolling start features. I think this is incredible and it saves a lot of them, well, starting mess, let's put it that way. Although not fully resolve the issue because some cars do pull away a little bit better than others. Obviously it's down to the unique tune of the car and the person who's tuned it, and etc, etc. But already chaos has unfolded. I get punted, hit the car on the right, car to my left, don't know where to go, and there is just absolute chaos everywhere. I gotta love a little bit of NASCAR. Oop, no, through a ghosted car as well. So yeah, it is kind of messy, and I try and avoid that Mustang, go straight to the wall, get rear-ended, and away we go again. So not all bad, I guess. We still gained a few places overall. So coming down here, we have chosen to go for the hard tire strategy, the correct amount of fuel for the race as well, so when we go to the pits we don't have to put fuel in. Watching out for number 3 to our left hand side. I'm going to come over to the left here, get out their way, and contact has been made from the car behind. Now this is another bit of funkiness that I've discovered, especially in the NASCAR series, is if we freeze frame, take a step back and have a look at actually how that contact was formed. Coming over to the car on the left, I'm nowhere near that car behind according to my tic tacs. No red, no contact on the tic tacs. There was an actual pixel of a gap, maybe 2 pixels of a gap, but the game said I have made contact, so we are now down in position 19. If you've also noticed that, let me know down in the comments below. And if you think that was completely fair and I've totally done myself over, you're more than welcome to hit a like button as well. Trying to make a bit of game back pretty slowly by going a bit too quick into this corner. We are now trying to catch up to Drifty Boy 1 up in front, who is in position 18. Now, other people might be on a different tyre strategy than myself. I plan to pit around lap 20, lap 21. So the latter half of the race, I'm on a better round of tires again. So that is my strategy. The cars up in front could be on mediums, they could be on hards. Oh, they could even be on softs. Who knows? Only one way to find out, I guess. Trying to catch up to Drifty Boy up in front. We do get a good bit of slipstream. Now if you notice, there's like a vignette on the screen. As you are in the slipstream of the car in front, the outer parts of the screen go a little bit darker and you focus in a little bit, which I think is really, really neat. But you got to be mindful of getting into the slipstream. It can upset the front end handling abilities of the car. So it is quite nice that you are zoned in when you are in the toe of the car in front, which is, I think, is really clever and it's kind of good, you know. So making 2 places now, to be fair. Now in position 19. A nice pack of cars up in front that I just need to catch up on and work my way through and come out alive, because that is the biggest thing. Is I can overtake, but can I overtake and come out the other side alive? That is the biggest question that is to be answered at this precise moment. Coming up the inside here now, overtaking Luke Glanton. There is 2 positions right there. Now into 15. Getting the inside line of next corner, Samuel L. Jackson up in front in the Camry. And SSR Woody, I think that was Woody. Yep, Woody. Overtaken 1, overtaken 2, taking over John as well. And up behind, Mr. Grey Finn. Oh, overtaking another car. Just got to overtake Mr. Gray now, and we are in position 10. All well and good now. Just got to try and keep Mr. Gray on our right hand side. So if they do attempt the overtake, they have to take a long way around on the overtake, which is obviously not the best. Catching up to the two cars in front. The camera on the right says sorry, not too sure what happened between them two. I'm going on to the left and get almost squeezed off the track there, as I think the radar kicks in a bit. Someone just got destroyed in their rearview mirror. Anyway, going back, I think the radar kicks in a little bit too late, especially at the speed we're traveling at. I think it needs to kick in a little bit earlier and give a bit more advice before a situation occurs, because, you know, 200 miles an hour is pretty quick. Now we are in position 8, 4.7 seconds away from the cars up in front, and almost out of the slipstream from the cars behind, who are, yep, there we go, 0.8 seconds away. I will need to try and keep them away from me, and so I can catch up to the cars, try and catch up the cars in front, and not let them catch up to me behind. 9 laps later, we are 1 second away from position 6, who's up in front, and thankfully 8.2 seconds away from the cars behind. So we have a good bit of breathing space, and we have gained in a monumental amount of time. As you can see, my front right hand tyre is pretty well worn. We are starting lap 20. I want to go for at least 1, maybe 2 more laps on this tyre, and try and have a better ending tyre on the end of the race. That's the best way I can put it. Terrible way of putting it, I know. But we are 0.6 seconds away from the car up in front. They're going to be pulling us in. As you see, 0.5 now. Obviously, I have to back off on this corner. Tyre is pretty cooked, and there is one peeling off into the pits. We are in position 4, 3, 2. There we go. We're in position 2 because the car in front hasn't pitted. But we are holding on for dear life. Not too sure where this car's come from. Mr. Grayfin in position 16. Oh, that is another thing I wanted to point out. Nobody ghosts as well, unless you crash and blow up and things like that. You don't ghost. But I'm going to dive into the pits right now and get us another set of hard tyres. Lap 31, we have managed to catch up to position 5, who we're just pretty much blowing right past. I wonder if they're on a different set of tyres and their tyres are goosed. Doesn't look like they're into the pits right now, but they was very, very slow. Thankfully, we are just going to keep creeping away from them, and hopefully going to be able to catch up to position 4, who's 1.3 seconds away. We only have 8 laps left, and bearing in mind though, you're looking about 30 seconds a lap, which really does narrow down how much time I have left to be able to catch up to this person up in front. But 1.4 seconds away, and considering we ended up down in position 19, I think we made quite a good clawback. Second to last lap, we're now 0.9 seconds, 0.8 seconds away from the car up in front. Gonna have to take the inside here. Hopefully that, yep, brilliant. That person stayed on the outside, didn't cut down. That has become quite a problem during these races, where a car you're lapping comes and yeets it down in front of you out of nowhere, and you have nowhere to go but either slam into them or brake, which really is detrimental to your time. 0.4 seconds away now. I really wanted to be able to overtake them on this portion of the track, but it doesn't look like it's going to be. Going to come round here now. Contact's been made between them two. Going to really turn in. No, didn't mean to go into the back of them. And going to go across that line. Are we going to make it? So close. Oh, come on. Let me know. Come on. We've got to have made it. That was so close. Position 5. 20 minutes, 42 seconds, 0.441. 20 minutes, 42 seconds, 0.430. It was come down to 0.01 of a second. Absolutely insane. Now, before we head on to the next race, I'd like to take a moment out to thank our channel members, which are Jeffrey Anderson, DMC Motorsport, Sigmatic, Daniel Adams, John Burns, and AK47. Thank you guys very much for supporting the channel. And if you're enjoying what you're watching here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Now, on to the next race and the next problem. Daytona. Now, this is quite a large track. And again, I've chosen not to qualify. I have no rev count or speedo. That bug's back again. So I'm going to have to go into down on the D-pad as I'm battling my way through from position 15 to position 14. Again, I've chosen correct amount of fuel for the race and hard tyres. Talking about tyres, as I progress through the race, keep an eye on my tyres, and then you're going to notice something quite unusual about the wear and the grip and everything, as there is a little bit of contact up in front, gaining me a few seconds and being able to undertake the cars, sending it, because you get a lovely little bit of slipstream from the cars up in front, trying to make gains from everybody. We are behind position 7, so from the beginning to now we've done very well from the other cars. We're now in position 4. I'm going to make the inside move of position 2. There we go. Look at those bright red brake calipers as we undertake and catch up to AAXV. Not sure how you pronounce that, but we're overtaking El Hamstar 2580. I'm going to try and make a move on Fee as I've got a 208 mph run. Look at that for a beautiful overtake. I'm going to come back in and hug the living life out of this yellow line. And this is where I'm talking about a few problems start to arise. Now, you would think that we are in front, that the cars behind might form a train of slipstream and bump you along. But this is not the case. Nobody wants to help each other out. And there's a very fine reason for this. Bump drafting doesn't work. Now, I've tried it with a friend, and it also happens during this race where the cars behind do, there we go, a little nudge. I have gained 0 speed. I am losing places because I didn't hold that yellow line well enough, but we're gonna try our best to claw it back. But again, we get nudges from the cars behind. It has 0 effect on the speed. It actually doesn't even calculate that you've been reared from the car behind, but on their screen they have made contact with you, thus it says no collision, no penalty, but that person behind loses speed, but it has honestly 0 effect on you. So bump drafting doesn't work as I take the incredible inside line, the bravest move onto the apron, and away we go back into position 1. Now we know bump drafting doesn't work. The overtaking at the precise moment is also a pain in the backside for anybody's behind. So here we are, getting pushed, made 0 difference, no contact on my screen, no difference in speed, and we're not gaining away from the car behind. So you can form a 30-mile car train if you wanted. It's going to make 0 difference, which I think is a huge shame for this race overall, because I think bump drafting would massively change the way races are done. Just on top of that though, when the car behind does attempt to overtake and go on the outside and try and push past, they can't, because the slipstream has also been changed. So as the red car behind me goes to make a move on the right hand side, they are trying to get past on my left, but I'm holding this yellow line like glue because I've got the inside line on the corner. But if the red car behind now changes their position, goes to the right and tries to make a move, they're only going to go past so far, and it's all in vain. There we go, perfect opportunity right now. They're going to go round the outside, as I do have the inside line, but they're going to have the slipstream and the run. So I'm going to be doing about 207, 208 miles per hour whilst I'm doing 206. I'm gaining speed now, and they pretty much, where my front wheels are, their back wheels are, that's as far as they can go before they ultimately back out, unless you get a slingshot move. So yeah, that is another issue if you're doing exactly what I'm doing, which is gluing themselves to this yellow line. The person behind has, unless they are very lucky and get a slingshot move, 0 opportunity to overtake. Skipping ahead a few laps to now lap 17, car behind does have a 0.8 second penalty. They are trying to bump draft me along, but again, it's all in vain. The third car in the mix, which is El Hamster, is just sitting back and watching what's happening because nobody can overtake. There was an overtaking moment earlier on. They went past, and then I managed to slingshot my way past them again and get the inside line again. And you can see him right now. That Alfie, Axie, whatever, on the right side is making that move. Just on the radar you can see it, and in the camera you can see it. It's just not enough to be able to take that overtaking opportunity. Even if it was a straight line, as soon as they got to about a tyre or 2 length in front of me, I'm starting to increase my speed because the slipstream is starting to benefit me. El Hamster has gone into the pits and FSM Blackout is now 3.5 seconds away. So it's just me and AXV that is racing together now for position 1. Unless something drastically goes wrong, AXV's not going to be able to gain position 1 with their 0.8 second penalty. Because if they did manage to overtake me and play the game that I'm playing, they will still lose thanks to the penalty system. Which is also a bit funky at times, I might add, where it can blame the wrong car for severe mistakes. There's a few examples of where a car is at the top end of the banking, sends it down right in front of you, hits you, bounces back up, hits the wall, and then because you're on the inside, the game blames you. So be mindful of that as well. Now, lap 23, we are, because our AXV, something went weird and massively backed out, we are now 4 seconds away from any car behind us, which is incredible. Catching up to a lapped car up in front. Again, they are not ghosts, so you have to make your way through. But the eagle-eyed ones of you would notice my tyres are pretty well cooked. It's not affecting the car. It's driving perfectly fine. I have 0 downforce on the front, 0 downforce on the rear, and hard tyres that are absolutely destroyed. I understand I'm doing 200 miles per hour, so the aerodynamics of the car is helping out somewhat. But there is 0 reason to pit, and there are other people in the race that have pitted, which is probably why I'm lapping this car up in front. Geronimo, how you doing, buddy? I haven't seen you in a long time. But Geronimo gets very close to me and I hit a wall. Thank you, Geronimo. That's much appreciated. Probably their way of saying hello. It has been a long time. But yeah, this is what I mean. There's no reason to pit. I have a pixel on my front right-hand tyre. And the rear right-hand tyre there's nothing there. So, why pit? There's no reason to. You probably could do this race as softs and have your softs totally destroyed and be perfectly fine. There's 0 difference. I mean, even if you went to soft medium tires anyway, you're not gaining anything because we're all 100% flat out, full throttle down and not lifting. So the tires have 0 impact on the race, which is kind of interesting. Now, AXV behind us a 2.2 second penalty. FMS Blackout has 0.5 second penalty, and I'm just trying to make a move on Geronimo. And as you can see, although my tyres are a little bit worn, so that's why I'm hitting the wall, that's my excuse, Geronimo is in front and I'm struggling to also pass them. Yes, I have a different gear ratio setup than probably they do. I think I've got my setup to top out at 215 miles per hour. So, I can't pass them. And it does say in the tuning guide that my car would do 209. I'm yet to see 209 without slipstream. So, yeah, it's a bit different. Again, right now, we're right behind Geronimo up in front. 206, 207. I'm going to take the inside line and make that move. Contact has been made because maybe their radar came in too late and they came down and hit me. Maybe they just don't care. No idea. But regardless, it had 0 effect on the car. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the idea that now if you get bumped and stuff like that, it has numbed it down somewhat, but I do think they should bring back a bump drafting. You're going to have to let me down in the comments below if you think they should bring back a bit of bump drafting or change something, because once you've gained that P1 position on a track like this, you've got it for life kind of thing, you know, unless you mess it up or they ram you out of the way, which is another thing that gets you nervous, is when you're, and I was worried about that with AXV and L thingy, that there's going to come to a point where they're going to get so frustrated with me holding this yellow line, they're just going to pit me out of the way because it benefits them. What, they're going to get a 3-second penalty for pitting me or 2-second penalty. I'm off the track out of the way, they're miles away from anybody else behind. They've got it in the bag then, haven't they? But we do finish the race in position 1. I have no idea what I was looking at then. But look at that. Look at that for the fastest lap time. 42.959. That is insane. Nobody else has got a 42, have they? No. But yeah, that's insane. Look at that for a lap time. Love it. If you notice anything else, let me know down in the comments below, because I might have missed some of the bugs that I have found, or features, whatever you want to call them. Again, let me know down in the comments below. Thank you all for watching. See you all next time. Goodbye.